Hey y'all. In this video, I'm going to tell you why and how you are going to be a millionaire. No, this is not a scam. No, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is actual factual, tried and true, and there are receipts to back it up. So I'm not going to have you take my word for it. I'm actually going to allow you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions after I introduce this topic to you. So without further ado, I'm going to be using tools from Investor.gov to show you why this is absolutely feasible. And let's go ahead and get into it now. So, the first tool that I have pulled up here is called a savings goal calculator. By the way, I'm going to link to everything I mentioned down below, so don't worry. And so, the way this works is you put in your savings goal, and it will tell you exactly how much you need to invest every month to reach that goal. If you have no idea what your savings goal is, I can give you a general rule of thumb that's found in the Financial Independence Retire Early circles, which is to multiply your annual income by 25. Now, mind you, this does not necessarily have to be today's income. This is whatever amount you want to have coming in when you retire. So let's say you want your annual income to be $48,000. You multiply that by 25, and that's going to give you $1,200,000. I know this because that is the goal that I have for myself. But anyway, so now that I've given you this example, and we know the savings goal is $1,200,000, the initial investment. Now, I'm well aware that most, if not all of us, are probably already investing in an employer sponsored retirement account, whether that's a 401k, a thrift savings plan, whatever it is. But to make this as accessible as possible, I'm just going to assume that we have no money already in there. So if you were to start today, we're going to put an initial investment of $100. And then years to grow. This is going to depend on what age you want to retire by and how old you are now. So with me, I'm currently 23 years old. However, since my birthday is in 2 months, I'm going to round up and say that I'm 24. So all I'm going to do is subtract, we'll go with the typical retirement age of 65. I'm going to subtract 24 from that, and that's going to give me 41 years. So this will have 41 years to grow. The interest rate is going to vary depending on what you're invested in. Because I purely invest in an index fund that tracks the S&P 500, and I know that the S&P 500 has a historical annual return of 10%, and this is me rounding down, I can confidently say 10% here. So with this, I want to make sure we take inflation into account. So obviously that's very real. There are several ways you can go about accounting for that. Me personally, what I do is I keep my interest rate the same, and sometimes I'll just overestimate or overplan the amount of money that I want to have by the time I retire. So if my goal is $1,200,000, I'm actually going to plan to make 1,500,000 or something like that. But you could also reduce your estimated interest rate. So instead of making it 10%, you take it down to 7%, and that's going to account for a 3% inflation rate every year. So you do however you want to do that. And then when you hit calculate, this is telling me that if I want to meet my goal of $1,200,000 by the time that I'm 65, 41 years from now, then I need to contribute this much money every month over the next 41 years. So $204. Now, after this, I want to show you the compound interest calculator, which is where the fun happens, because it's nice to see the bare minimum that you need to invest, but a lot of times we're going to invest a bit more whenever we have the means and whenever we want to. So I don't want to limit you to that specifically. Taking the same information from before, we're going to assume an initial investment of $100. Now, mind you, like I said, if you already have an investment account, your initial investment is going to be however much is in that account. And that's going to drastically change the results that you get. So keep that in mind. Monthly contribution, let's see. I'll say $250. Remember, this is whatever you can contribute. If you're making a lot of money now and you want to put $500 a month in, go right ahead. You just change that based on your circumstances. I'm using the same length of time of 41 years because I'm setting this to retire at 65. and I'm using the same interest rate. So this compound interest calculator is going to show me how much money I'm going to have at retirement if I invest $250 every month. And as you can see, this is telling me $1,400,000. And this is just with me investing this. Let's go back to the savings goal calculator. This recommended I save $204. So this is me investing what, $46 extra. And you see how that went from 1,200,000 to 1,400,000. This is the power of compound interest, and this is how you're going to be a millionaire. So keep that in mind. So now you know how these tools work. You pretty much just get in there and play around with your own numbers. So let's say you have money invested already. You change the initial investment to $5,000 if that's what you have. And we're not changing anything else. We're just going to recalculate, and you see how that went up. So that is the power of compound interest. And I just wanted to take some time to show you that today. If you like this video, definitely give me a like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them in the comment section. I will definitely address them. If you're still a little confused, feel free to reach out to me via email. That's also going to be listed down in the description. And if you don't want to miss my next video, which is going to be about whether you should sell your home to travel long term, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.